Good evening, my darlings, and welcome to another... good evening, my darlings, and welcome to another episode of Spider Storm. And this is the first episode where I'm not going to give you drag advice. No, instead I'm going to call this At Home with Spider Storm. So yes, just now you may admit you will have missed it because I decided not to do it. I did a quick walk around my area. And I realised although they are the right size high heels, unfortunately, they're buggers because they're too tight on my feet. So they're not quite right. So I've decided I've had to, unfortunately, chuck them out. Good cup of tea, that. So unfortunately, again, I'm afraid now, I'm now here in Bristol. There's an annual event every year on the second Saturday of July called, and they're worldwide events if they support being homosexual or lesbian or whatever they call it, or transgender, or any sort of difference, someone who's, basically everybody who is different. It's all about being different and accepting yourself and, of course, others who are different in some way, shape or form. It's called Gay Pride. And as I said in one of my last video on drag advice, that's what I shall be doing. I shall be going to that and I shall be dressed in this way. I shall be walking around in my high heels, have my dress on and everything, and my jewellery, my hair will be very live. And of course, not only that, also my obviously I'll have my tiara on, I'll have a handbag which I will show you. It's from a sort of, well, I want to call it a stationery shop, but it's sort of more of a bits and bobs shop really. It's almost an everything shop basically. It's called Tiger, and this is the handbag. So it's rather gorgeous, I think myself. Got a couple of shoulder straps here. So, you know, there you are, there you are, there you are. Got everything in I need. Oh, and this is fun. I brought this in a charity shop the other day. Yesterday. It's a little maraca, a little rain shaker from Africa. It's very African in the design. So it's very, very, very wonderful. I like it. I really like it. I was pleased to buy it for only 99p. So it's good, and it gives me the African theme of my mother, Storm. So it keeps me connected in that way. Well, she wasn't going to give me her own shaker, now was she? And I'm sure if you know about sex, you'll get the innuendo there. And it ain't about a dildo or a vibrator, dears. From today, I have 5 subscribers, so that's rather good news. I would like some more. Bugger, what the fuck is going on with my... Again, darlings, a wardrobe malfunction. Now, as you can see, I've got a bit of facial hair, so that's going to have to be shaved away. But don't worry, it will be, and we'll all be having a bloody good time. And by the time I come round to doing Gay Pride, I won't have the beard, possibly. I might have a little bit of facial hair, or stubble, perhaps, but I won't have the makeup on, basically. Well, you know I'm a drag queen, so I either wear the makeup or I don't. And I've decided I'm not going to wear makeup. Now, I could have also decided to wear a sort of mask, but I decided no. I'll show my face as it is once everything else is on. So, you know, my hair is all sorted. And, of course, well... Oh, these wardrobe malfunctions just do not do me any good or justice, no. But, alas, they happen, so there's not much I can do about them. Now, just wanted to see what my hair was like when it moves about. It's a bit rigid. Well, for hair, it's rather rigid. Still, it does the job for now. And that's all that matters, really. Is that old Spider Storm here has has what she needs. But yes, this is my home for now. And, well, it's not exactly not homely. It has a bit of a garden, as you can see. If I could turn the camera around, I probably would. But it's not very much to show you a garden here. So, it's not great. It's sort of become a dumping ground, but I use it to practice sometimes outside walking in my high heels. So that does happen rather frequently as part of the exercise of walking in high heels. So it does get rather tedious, but it's something us drag queens have to perfect rather regularly. So it's constant practice. It's constant practice of wearing our boobs, putting on our dresses, skirts, and other things, and well, including jewellery, and putting on our wigs, and putting on for some of them, putting on makeup, obviously putting on tiaras and hair accessories and all sorts of things. And so this fabulous little necklace I got in the charity shop, also another one for about, I think, was it 50p? So it wasn't even expensive. So it's quite a nice necklace, and it goes with my, actually, as you can see, it goes with my dress, which is a lush light blue. A lovely, beautiful light blue with a few bits of silver here and there, and sparkly blues. So it's quite a extraordinary colour. Now, you can't see my high heels, darlings, because unfortunately, that's the way it is. So, just wanted you all to be aware of that. Also, you've got to understand, darlings, that I take a lot of work to look like this and look as gorgeous as I do, particularly in drag, because that's what I am, darlings, a drag queen. Now, I do a lot of this, so it takes a lot of work. And again, that's some advice I'd like to give you, because oh dear, that's a good cup of tea. It takes a lot to get the image. Once costume and everything, you can add to it, you can think it's all perfect, and then you think, oh, that would be an extra addition, it's perfect. So then you add to it. And you will as time goes on, and you might alter the costume a little. Keep probably something like the wig the same, and maybe the head accessory, the hair accessory, such as my tiara here, as you can see. And don't you agree, darlings, it is absolutely fabulous, which I also am. But I will say this also. There is a lot to being a drag queen. That means, and sometimes as a drag queen, you might have to, for the act you're doing, you might have to have a slight costume change. So again, don't be surprised if you get a slight wardrobe malfunction with the next costume or the current costume that you wear. But like I said, don't be surprised at all. They happen, and they happen. And I'll be honest with you, there really isn't much you can do. So, you know. But do not be disheartened, my dears, because of the fact that, well, if they happen, well, don't worry, basically, is my advice. And again, don't be disheartened. Just get on with it, do it, and just, you know, just carry on. Whether you're British or not, it's a good piece of advice, my dears. Now, oh, am I going in? I'm forcefully zooming my camera in and out because I'm doing this on my phone, so it ain't easy. So, now what I'm going to do next time for you, if I can have someone who can also hold the camera for me, and get it in the right proportion and keep it still and follow me about is probably obviously do another advice session on how to put your costume together and the fake boobs, which I'm sort of giving you advice about, but putting the entire costume on, and that'll be a hard part. So don't again be surprised if the costume takes a bit of time, because it will do. And you know, it's never going to be. There'll be times when you just think it is never going to be perfect, and it won't be necessarily perfect, but it will be ideal for you. And as I said, as time goes on, you might have to replace it or alter it in some way, and that means a lot of hard work again. But again, don't be disheartened. Just deal with it and get on with it and all that, and it will be perfect. And again, don't moan, don't groan. Just basically let it go and get on with it. That's right, let it go and get on with it, because it will be difficult at first, but you're going to have to just slowly deal with it, dears. And of course, that's the other part of it. You don't want to make it hard on yourself. But what you do want to do is make sure that everything about it is perfect. And that's probably part of the theme I'm trying to teach you here is, well, if you're a perfectionist, you're a perfectionist. But if you feel there's something that is not perfect, then by all means alter things around. But don't hang about the alterations, because you don't want to be spending too long on the alterations. Because if you spend too long, well, you know that it's not going to be perfect, whatever you do. So don't spend too long on the alterations. Well, so yes, this has been a good time actually, but now and then, as I said, about doing another video like this one, about how to actually dress in drag, I'd also like to have a video of someone videoing me, not necessarily at, well, certainly not necessarily at Pride, but you know, out and about walking and, walking out and about in drag. So either at a show or something, or something like that, something where I'm out and I'm in drag. So I'll do another video in a moment, but got to sort out these. Damn, I'm going to chuck them out as well. That's it. I've had it. Another pair of shoes gone. Oh, dear. Oh, they're comfortable. Good. Oh, what you doing down there? Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. Oh, the comfort, trust me. There are shoes I will keep, and there will be shoes I will chuck out. So, yes, if that happens too as a drag queen, you know they're not perfect. So you just, get rid of them. Simple. They won't be comfortable for whatever reason. For some reason, yes, they're lovely shoes and they're the right size and everything, but they won't, and I mean this, and they just will not be comfortable. So that's two pairs of shoes I've gone through in one night to decide, that's it, they're no good, they'll have to go. So as heartbreaking as it is to see these shoes go, in some way, it means that I can basically, if I want to, wear whatever shoe pair I want. And you will do that as well. So sometimes you'll come to a point where you just have to chuck the shoes out. That sounds horrible to say, and trust me, believe me, it does happen. Believe me, it happens. You just know that the shoes are no good, so that they're not, if they're not comfortable in some way, or chuck them out, dears, and either replace them, keep them, or just don't bother with them anymore. If they're not that comfortable, just don't keep them, dears. It's something you can do and get away with, you see. Because if they're not comfortable, they're not comfortable, and you want them to be comfortable when you're walking about, when you're walking about in them. So don't worry if they're not comfortable. The main important thing, again, when wearing high heels or any shoes, even as a drag queen, is, of course, my darlings, is basically, oh, dear, that's good, is comfort. But, alas, I'm afraid I must leave it there for now, because I've got to do something that's going to take a lot more harder work. But I want you to accept it, and I'll see you soon. And I'll do another video, perhaps tomorrow night. If it's not too late, of course, so that's quite late now, but by the time I've uploaded it to YouTube, you'll get the notifications if you're following me, so just, whatever. Good luck, good night, and blessings to you one and all. Love you all, darlings. Speak soon.